Hello, my name is Kimberly Wilson of Tranquility du Jour, and welcome back to another episode of Tea with Kimberly. So please grab your cup of tea, a pen and paper, and this is a brief one. But what I want to share with you is the mindfulness tool and technique STOP, STOP. So I find this to be a really, really helpful tool, particularly as we find ourselves getting a little triggered throughout the day. We're running late to work. We get an email that bothers us. We get news that bothers us. Anything where we just like kind of get emotionally overstimulated. And this is a wonderful, wonderful mindfulness tool that I've learned over the years. So I did not come up with this, but I love the concept and I love sharing this with people because I do think it's quite powerful. Now, in Year of Tranquility, I've got information on this on page 168. Okay, so with regard to STOP, let me tell you what STOP stands for. So it's an acronym. The S stands for stop. That's easy to remember. The T, take a breath. O, observe what's happening. And then P, proceed with awareness. All right, so let's start with stop. I think we get stop, right? So when we get that email and we're like, I'm gonna write right back and I got stuff to say, it's like, all right, maybe we just stop, right? We just step away. We step away from the stimulus. We take a moment to remove ourselves from the situation or these next few steps, but we stop. So rather than the idea of reacting immediately in our typical fashion, we want to pause. We want to hit that pause button and see if we can respond in a more mindful, thoughtful way that will not lead to ramifications, right? I don't know if you've ever sent an email response and it can come across kind of curt because you're like just trying to be quick and somebody calls you, are you okay? Is everything all right? Because it's just not you typically. So right, if you as in me, I've had this happen before, if you just pause before you respond, it gives just a little bit of time to really make sure you're responding in a more intentional way. Okay, so S, stop. T, take a breath, right? So inhale, exhale, like you get stuck in traffic, you get that email, you get the, I would like to set up a call with you, email from your boss. And, it's just like, oh my gosh, deep breath, right? So really noticing, connecting with your breath. Inhale, exhale through the nose, deep, full 3-part breathing, which is inhale through the nose, fill belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, release chest, ribs, and belly. Okay, so these are super duper helpful as you think about how to kind of calm and regulate your nervous system. Okay, the next one, the O, stands for observe what's happening. Ooh, I notice that my heart's racing. I notice that my mind immediately goes to, oh my gosh, I'm going to get fired. My boss is asking for a job with me, or not a job, is asking for a meeting with me. I'm going to lose my job. I just know it, right? And just observe, like, where's your mind going? What's happening physically in your body? And emotionally, what's coming up? Is there fear? Is there anger? Is there sadness? So just notice, right? Observe what's happening. Now, the P is where we make those more conscious changes, and that stands for proceed with awareness. So what does that mean? It means that you have paused, you have taken a few, maybe many deep breaths. You're observing what is happening to you. So you're noticing like, oh, wow, that really hurt my feelings, or wow, I'm really anxious, or I'm so angry, whatever it is. And then the proceeding with awareness means maybe you don't respond to that email for 24 or 48 hours, right? Maybe you don't hit the horn in traffic and you're just like, they're in a hurry. I'm not, or I am too, but really it's just one car length if I let them in, so this idea of like, rather than having that automatic reaction, we hit the pause button and we pause, and then we proceed with more awareness. We can also do this obviously from a very kind, compassionate place. So, not even compassion towards others, important, but also compassion towards ourselves of like, wow, I'm noticing you're having some anxiety about your boss wanting to have a meeting with you. All right, I get that. And yet we don't know that this is a negative thing, right? So you can kind of talk through and support yourself rather than jumping to conclusions or mind reading or catastrophizing, which is what we can be pretty good at, right? So stop. When you're triggered, when you find yourself revved up your nervous system in some way, stop, take a breath, observe what's happening, and proceed with awareness. I hope this is helpful as you think about navigating the next challenges that arise, because let's be honest, they're going to happen. Life is full of them. And we can learn to kind of ride the waves versus big highs, big lows, big highs, big lows that really take a toll on our nervous system. And instead just recognize like, this is happening. I'm noticing this again. All right, there I go again, jumping to conclusions or whatever it is that tends to be our cognitive distortion of choice. All right, so thanks as always for tuning in. I hope this is helpful and that you'll keep stop in mind the next time you find yourself in a challenging situation. Have a great rest of your day.